Imagine jurea beach cleaner, thus we stayed up after a big party the night before the beach is litter with cans, plastic boxes, snack wrappers, and there is a foul odor in there you suspect it may be an animal. Hidden among the trash body turns out to be something far more horrifying. A human body this was a grim reality faced by 4 local beach cleaners of Kangan Island. Understandably shocked, they quickly notified police. The scene was gruesome, not use one bag but several acts containing different mutilated body parts. The most chilling discovery, however, was the harassing there in question who was this man what could possibly drive someone to commit such a brutal act. This was the beginning of the investigation into the Daniel Sancho Caso, a recent and shocking incident that occurred in Thailand. Let's explore this case further to understand what happened and who could ever be responsible for such a heinous music crime on August 3, 2023. A shocking discovery was made on Kangan Island when a garbage collector found a severed pelvis and human intestines concealed in a fertile survived the gruesome find occurred around 12:30 del mediodía at a landfill, marking a grim turning and unfolding events. Bangkok Post reported on this discovery the same day, providing crucial details from the police forensics examiner's initial assessment. Estimated that the murder likely occurred at least 24 hours prior to the discovery of the body parts. Furthermore, the CISO demanded them to conclude that they belonged to a foreigner. The body found on the beach was identified as 44-year old Edwin Arrieta Arteaga, a Colombian-born plastic surgery doctor who had traveled Thailand presumably for vacation in Trinidad. Was not alone on this trip but was accompanied by someone named Daniel Sancho. Ranchel. How did a vacation turn into such a horrific scene? Edwin was born in 1979 Pulgadas, Colombia, coming from a modest background. His parents, a teacher and a mechanic, were well respected in their community, showing great enthusiasm and intelligence. Edwin pursued a career in medicine, eventually specializing in cosmetic surgery. Edwin's professional journey was impressive over these years. He worked his way up, earning respect in his field and aiming to join the Colombian Society of Aesthetic and Reconstructive Plastic Surgery. His skills won him a good reputation among clients, and the was well regarded in his profession. He also built a significant online presence with 35,000 followers across his business and personal social media accounts. 29-year-old Daniel Sancho Bronchalo, in contrast, was born into a world of fame and wealth. His parents, actress Silvia Bronchalo and actor Rodolfo Sancho, were well-known celebrities in Spain. Despite his appearance and family background, which might have led many to expect a career in acting, Daniel chose a different path. He devoted his life to the culinary arts, distinguishing himself from his famous family in his own unique way. Daniel's culinary aspirations were well supported by his family and achieved notable success as an executive chef at one of the top catering businesses. His ambition didn't stop there and to establish his own identity in the culinary world by opening a restaurant in Madrid specialized in burgers. He also ventured into YouTube to start his cooking there. Relationship between Edwin and Daniel was complex, while many sources initially suggested they were lovers. This narrative later revealing a different reality. They connected through Instagram with Edwin, fears showing interest in Daniel. Their online interactions blossomed into a friendship that seemed to take a serious turn. Edwin was deeply invested in this relationship. He reportedly sent substantial amount of money to Daniel and even provided him with a credit card containing 10,000 pesos to support his business ventures. Edwin had dreams of establishing a cosmetic clinic in Barcelona and Madrid, hoping to live closer to Daniel in a committed relationship. However, Daniel's perspective on their relationship differs significantly. He viewed their connection as purely professional, believing Edwin's financial support was intended to help him start a business. Daniel maintained that he was heterosexual in a relationship with a Spanish woman named Laura and saw no romantic future with him, but it is known that the exchange specific photos is mismatched and expectations and understanding highlighted by the exchange of specific photos added complexity to their interaction. The story takes a darker turn with their decision to meet in person for the first time in Thailand on the picturesque island of Kangan, known for its beauty and tourist appeal. Seemed like an ideal location for relaxation and enjoyment, but the setting would soon become the backdrop for a sinister murder, contrasting sharply with the island's usual atmosphere of tranquility. And Edwin had booked a hotel from Julio 31 to August 3, but Sancho arrived on the island before the Colombian, although it has not been revealed precisely when Daniel picked Edwin up from the airport on his motorcycle and took into the hotel from those. They looked like they were engaging their team together, reading under the sun, but this seemingly normal scene instinct with any sense of what was about to unfold. Talks and was time in the room booked by Edwin at another hotel reservation for August 1 and August 2. Neaka Beach, the police confirmed to the Bangkok Post on August 1 to a dinner at a restaurant near the second hotel on the evening of the same day. So Nano West caught on security cameras by knives, rubber gloves, garbage bags, and cleaning utensils at a store. According to the same source back home, Edwin's family started to feel uneasy as they entered receive any texts or calls from him since his arrival in Thailand, perhaps driven by instinct or concern for a loved one they suspected Something was amiss. Fortunately, they were aware of Edwin's plans with Daniel and reached out to him for information. Daniel, however, acted as though he wasn't aware of any issues, and August tercero tier de hotel reservation endi Daniel. Left unreported Edwin's disappearance to the police. His mobile call aveva in response to the discovery of the body, possibly an attempt to avert suspicion by the police became suspicious of Daniel, particularly after noticing several cuts and scraps from his body, given that Edwin had traveled to Daniel and was now found murdered in a gruesome manner. The connection was hard to ignore at all. Authorities decided to detain Daniel, given the circumstantial evidence against him and there. Suspicions immediately commenced an investigation starting with the hotel where the Tostas are presented. The initial inspection revealed that the hotel was impeccably clean in every area, including the living room, kitchen, bedroom, and bathroom appeared spotless, which only added to the mystery of the situation. The hotel's impeccable state initially suggested there was no evidence of a fight or assault. However, the investigation took a significant turn when the police made a disturbing discovery in the bathroom that they found what seemed to be human hair and tissue, potentially from a human body. This evidence was crucial in the decision to arrest Daniel on suspicion of murdering Edwin. During questioning, Daniel's account varied. Initially, he denied any involvement in the murder, but on August 5th, he confessed to killing Edwin, citing jealousy and fear of being treated as his motives. The following day slightly changed his story, suggesting it felt like a hostage under it. Intended to kill Edwin. Initially, Daniel's confession and his statements painted a complex picture of the case claim and guilty, but it was Edwin's hostage. El hostage was a glass caje, but it was a caje. Madre me destroyed the relationship with my girlfriend as forced me to things that could never have done. The nature of Edwin and Daniel's relationship was evidently traveled wild. Edwin perceived it as romantic. Daniel described it as more transactional, something similar to a sugar daddy arrangement. Daniel expressed a desire to enter relationship, but Edwin later responded with threats of leaking the explicit images and causing harm. This made Daniel to believe that murdering Edwin was the only way out of the situation. Supporting evidence for Daniel's claims was found in Edwin's phone, which contained threatening messages sent to Daniel. This corroborated the assertion that Edwin was obsessively fixated on Daniel. Furthermore, the phone contained the threats from the victim. This is Daniel's side of the story. On that fateful night, the vacation between Edwin and Daniel initially started where Daniel had a different agenda, planned to enter relationship during his face-to-face meeting. Edwin, on the other hand, was eager for the encounter and some began making physical advances toward Daniel, which were repeatedly rejected in the hotel. When Daniel finally expressed his desire to end things, Edwin reacted badly. The argument escalated from verbal to physical. Daniel claimed that in self-defense struck Edwin hard enough to knock him unconscious. He fell and hit his head on the bathtub, attempting to revive Edwin. Daniel down with water in the shower, but nobody panicked and believing that a kill. Daniel's next actions were drastic and horrific. Evoked cleaning up his knives and gloves and gruesomely dismembered Edwin's body into 14 pieces. A placed the remains in bags and attempted to dispose of them in the sea, renting a kayak to those of the following day, continued disposing of the body parts along various beach spots. Then attended the full moon party with to get Sant and headed to the police station to report his friend's disappearance. Pressured by the constant calls from Edwin's sister and his friend Daniel's confession and the Sodofoti provided compelling evidence for the police to charge him with premeditated murder, destruction of identity documents, and concealing of a body. The trial was swiftly set for later that year, reflecting the Thai police's efficient handling of the case boosted by clear motives and straightforward evidence. However, the trial was postponed from its original date of November 13, due to the lack of a Spanish interpreter as requested by the defense. This led to public speculation that the defense was strategically delaying the trial for more preparation. Team Daniel's family hired the well-known attorney Marcos Garcia Montes, who emphasized a claim of Daniel being as a hostage, suggesting further investigation was needed, and consequently the trial was scheduled for December 12. But in the case has since attacking a complex turn with recent statements from his legal team and family assert that Sancho never intentionally confessed to killing Edwin, contradicting the claims made by the Thai police. Sancho's legal team in Spain, led by Marcos, has raised serious concerns about the Thai police's investigation. Alleging numerous irregularities, they argue that Sancho was misled into confessing to the murder and that his statement was mistranslated by Thai officers. Specifically, they claimed that the police deceived Sancho with a false deportation order and mistranslated his admission of a fight and an attempt at sexual assault as confession to intentional murder. Additionally, as a lawyer contended that he acted in self-defense during a fight that escalated with Edwin's alleged sexual assault attempt. They believe this context significantly alters the nature of the incident, potentially reducing the severity of any sentence. Sancho faces charges of premeditated murder, concealment of the body, and destruction of documents, specifically Edwin's passport. While he has admitted to concealing the body, he denies the charges of premeditated murder and document destruction if found guilty of premeditated murder. Could face the penalty in the trial scheduled to begin on April 9. Garcia Montes Segestidade de caso já conhecida in the self-defense claim Sancho mig face a maximum sentence of 8 to 10 years and co-return to Spain within 3 to 4 years. Sancho's legal time also emphasizes the issue of language barriers, noting that Sancho's arguments in Thai language does not understand this point raises concerns about the validity and clarity of the legal process has undergone. Sancho has been in pretrial detention in Thailand since August 7 his legal teams assertions on the upcoming trial highlight the complexity of crowd legal cases, especially involving serious charges such as murder. The cases outcome will depend on how test allegations of irregularities and claims of self-defense are addressed in the Thai court. The trial set for April novena is irregular. Daniel's family has remained mostly silent, offering only condolences to the Edwin family. Meanwhile, the Edwin family is focusing on their grieving process, allowing the Thai police to conduct their investigation. The public opinion is divided. Some view Daniel as a victim trapped in a toxic relationship, while others see him as a murderer regardless of his circumstances. As we await the trial's outcome, opinions will continue to vary. The truth can be multifaceted, especially when on the opposite side of the story can be heard, and that is all for today. As always, thanks for watching.